Welcome back to this glorious EP we call Alsatia / Cause Disarray. Today we're not listening to either Alsatia or Cause Disarray because today's song is Wings. Maybe a callback to a motif we had in early Galneryus, where the wings were symbolic of some kind of power-up or item they acquired, which granted certain things wings grant. Being able to move in directions you weren't before, being more free in that regard, and being closer to the sky, let's say that. I think I've already told you how excited I am about this EP, so no additions here. Pump it! Getting heavy old school heavy metal vibes here. Sweet melody already. Oh, nice build up here going in. What a nice drive. There's a lot of things to pick up here, actually. First of all, we got a real storytelling mood here. You kind of get this episodic drama feel to it in a certain sense. And it's a lot of those jumpy elements, which makes it really fun to headbang to, actually. Of course, we have those pig squeals, then we have those really pointy palm mutes. And I think we have a very exquisite tone again for Yuki's synth. Just going through a few scraps of that again, because that was really fun. You have this kind of haptic layer to the sound, which is probably a harpsichord playing together with those violins, and it has this really compact sound, which does something I cannot fully grasp it, but it has an interesting storytelling vibe to it. Then of course we have those flashes again, which were first prominently introduced, I think in the last album, but I'm not sure about that. And it opens up here, of course. That's really fun with the little piano in the background. Very nice flow of the vocals. And straight into the chorus. Back with the motif of the squeals, pinch harmonics. Ooh. That was fun. They increased the layers of the vocals. I do think actually it's several layers of Yamabi, and Shu has to be involved in this as well, but I'm interested in how they would solve this in lives. The most obvious thing would be that an increasing amount of band members starts in with the singing, but I think in the studio version I heard Yamabi at least twice here. Yeah, still pretty fun idea. Oh! Oh! We have that little glitter back. Got that mysterious edge a bit again. Bit of sunset vibes here again? Anyone? Oh yo, I dig this. Here we're going back to Galneryus. Bit of distressing mood again. That finale there. Wow. And the silence after the storm. We had a lot of transitions here going on, ending off with that really proggy section, of course presented by Yuki. That was really cool, man. It vibed a bit like we had, I think Chasing the Wind had a bit of that mood, and also that section we had in Everlasting. I like how that increasingly opened up and gave this really nice drive. Like, it's really fun to listen to this, actually. And then after that first section, we returned a bit to the classic Galneryus sound. Of course, in the end, it got completely proggy. We sense a bit of that element of this older style they had and a new direction they're heading towards. Very nice. And I'm excited if it actually continues with the solo here. Okay, no, it's going back to the chorus. Of course, they have gone up. Whoa! Shoe with the 7th string again, I think. Whoa! Yo! Isn't that a fade out? Okay, that literally just came out of nowhere, but it totally pumped me up now. Like, I want to listen to a live version of this, and we're allowed to, since this faded out. I'm excited how they did this in live. If they ever played that live, that sounds like kind of intricate to pull off in this intensity. It got really chunky in the end, like it got a lot of weight, and then they added those dissonances, but also those really low layers. It sounded really big, and it distorted this kind of image they built in the early parts of the song. So again, we have this a bit of dualistic imagery here in the song, but I think actually here it's even more interesting because it doesn't flow harmonically into one another. You kind of see a sort of corruption going on, right? You have this kind of known aesthetic they're working with here with the like 80s like old school metal tone, but it's totally devolving into something more sinister. And this is probably like one of the most interesting depictions in music I've heard so far for this specific idea. That just got me completely off guard. Okay, please don't rip my head off. I couldn't actually find a live version of Wings, as I somewhat suspected. As I've said, it would have been very interesting to see how one would actually perform that live. But I think let's just listen a bit to that section again and then head over to the lyrics, because I had already made myself excited about listening to that again. I also like how dramatic it gets in the end. That sounds so thick. Yuki doing his thing. Yo. Also, the shredding intensifies. That sounds absolutely crazy what Yuki plays there in the end as well. And I like how the phrases always end with this bum, bum. So it's still in the equation, it's still mixed in. The sound we had in the beginning of the song still provides the structure. It's just like everything else is kind of ripping apart here. Very nice musical idea. Actually a kind of small highlight for me in this case, because I didn't expect this at all.
So before we get to the lyrics, there's two other points which we want to consider. First of all, we had a little comment by our Japanese friend, and I thought it might be interesting to just read it out. Alsatia Cause Disarray was still released between the 4th and the 5th studio albums, which we are aware of, and it was also the first song to tie up with anime, which we might not necessarily be aware of, but that's what I assumed, at least to my knowledge. The single has good sound quality, definitely, and is worth listening to, definitely, so Alsatia is still being played even now that the members have changed. And it was apparently also performed on the tour this summer, which I wasn't aware of. Like, I know that it's performed with a show, but it kind of has to be a special song if it's like still performed to this day actively. The meaning of Alsatia is probably that the 16th century London monastic order was called a rush for criminals and debtors. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I think it's debtors, right? Yeah, I tried to research this as well, and I don't know if this is like the conclusive source for this name Alsatia in the song, but that could of course definitely be the case, so that might be interesting as well. And as I've told you, just a quick word about the album cover here. Like, I don't know whose idea that exactly is, but they're playing around with a lot of interesting elements, which one wouldn't expect on an album cover like that. I think we have here this element of dissolving, but it's like not just turning to dust. I think it's very clearly pixels, which you can kind of see. So it has a certain digital element here as well. Also, if you look closer at this, she seems to be melting, and the dark mist or smoke or whatever that is in the background, you still get this proggy fantasy-esque feeling to it. For some reason, I really like that it's upside down, like she's kind of sinking down from a sort of higher space, but the dissolution kind of happens in both ways. Or you could actually read it differently. We have this swirly liquid chaos from which she's actually forming, she's materializing like from up here, and down here she's dissolving again into dust, right? I think that might be the thing. It could also be the other way around, of course, but I don't know, because it's upside down, it kind of reads to me like it's going from top to bottom. And so we have these two diametrically opposed things here again. In the top we have these more organic liquid-esque shapes out of which the body is materializing in the first place, but then here down at the bottom we have these pixels. Yeah, and just lastly, and that might not even be intended, we have her hair here. It kind of, at first glance, kind of has the vibes of wings of some sorts. Makes it almost look for me a bit like, you know, a certain angel or devil topic. We also have no colors here to distract from anything. You kind of just have the motif here. And so far it matches really well with the themes of the album. This is an interesting development always, how the cover arts change. And sometimes I don't even really understand what they're going for, but that makes it even more interesting, if you know what I mean.
Okay, let's go. In the clinging rain, I'll wake up. No one can fly, but I'll take a flight with your wings tonight. Never lose hope of the future. No one hates you. I just felt your warmth in your smile tonight. Not sure about that fell. It might be feel. There's also a very interesting logical construct here. No one can fly, but I'll take a flight with your wings tonight. We're establishing that it's actually not possible for anyone to fly, but, well, yeah, with your wings it might be possible, so I'm just gonna do that, I guess. Interesting power in that way of phrasing it. Actually, no one hates you. How that fits in, not sure about that. We might refer to the wall of hate we had in the last song. My angel, don't you cry no more. I'll never leave you. I need you. Don't you cry. You know I can't take anymore. I'll go insane. My angel, heal my heart. So here's the first time we have this angel thing, which of course later is also appearing in Angel Observation and maybe other songs, but this is definitely the first time we actually hear this. Very cheesy. We have this crying here, and of course, as in every melodramatic movie, it starts with the clinging rain. We have, of course, this connection with the rain and crying. I will stay beside you till the end. Don't cry. Search for wings. Surely you can find. Fly high. And it might be the first time that we actually have this wing theme in the rain. Before it was always connected with, freedom, open skies, sunshine, and now it's like heavily raining. I'm actually not sure what the chorus here is. It might be this one, with this as an addition or something. How you heal me with your eyes, sign of the hope. I just feel your warmth in your smile tonight. It reminds me a bit of Chasing the Wind. I think it has similar themes as well. With this, I will stay beside you. And in a sense, you're not here, but you're actually here next to me at the same time. Also very direct with the face and the smile here. You just have to smile at me. You just have to look at me, how you heal me with your eyes. But that healing other person is also the one which is not smiling but crying at the moment. My angel, don't you cry no more. I'll never leave you. I need you. Don't you cry. You know I can't take anymore. I'll go insane. My angel, heal my heart. I will stay beside you till the end. Don't cry. Search for the wings. Surely you can find. Fly high. To be fair, it's a bit abstract here. You cannot really imagine one scene where stuff is happening. It's kind of like a bit convoluted, but you kind of get a grasp of what it's generally about, I suppose. Tell me what you see. We'll live in this magical world. If you're gone, I can't go on. My angel, you grab my heart. I can't stand it. So I can't leave you. That seems to be the bridge we had, which came also kind of surprising. And then last time, I will stay beside you till the end. Don't cry. Search for the wings. Surely you can find. Fly high. So good that they're talking about this magical world, which was established in the last song. If you're gone, I can't go on. I think this is also a topic which was stretched for a very long period. I think throughout the entire last album, actually, that there's a separation and someone has to go on and someone has to stay behind. And this feels kind of like almost going full circle. And we're back at square one, where we actually have found out or even decided that we don't want to separate, we cannot separate, it just doesn't work. The magical world might help with that, because through that escapism, we have this separate space from reality where we can hold on to that connection in some sense. But you also see the corruption in the music, which is slowly going on. I think this is kind of an element which was in Alsatia already present, rather implicitly, but he has kind of brought forth that the fleeing into this magical world is just an escape, which is in no way a long-term solution, and you can already see it crumbling from the very beginning. Yeah, in thematic consistency, as I said, especially with the next two songs, I really dig the general vibe of this whole EP, and of course, therefore, I'm very excited about the next songs as well. So I hope you had fun today, at least a little. If not, it's fine, because I had. And yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for your participation, and perhaps we're gonna meet in the next episode. See you then.